All right, Hamlet fans, get ready because we are diving into Act 2, Scene 2. It's going to be a wild ride.
It is. This scene is so important. Shakespeare's really setting the stage for all the drama to come.
Right, like it's our study guide cheat sheet for this whole play.
Exactly. We see the king's scheming, Hamlet's, well, let's just say interesting behavior.
And the seeds of the play within a play, it's all starting to come together here.
Totally.
Okay, so we're at Elsinore, and things are tense. The king and queen are pretty freaked out about Hamlet.
Yeah, he's not exactly handling his father's death and their quick marriage very well.
He's definitely not following the whole grieving etiquette handbook.
Not even close. And remember, Claudius has a lot to hide. Any weird behavior from Hamlet is a threat.
So they call in Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, Hamlet's old friends.
Right. But their real job is to spy on him. Claudius is using them.
Classic manipulation.
Yeah.
It happens all the time, even outside of Shakespeare. Think about it.
Yeah, it's a total power move.
Like when someone tries to get information out of you by pretending to be your friend.
Totally. So how do you think you'd answer this in class? Are Rosencrantz and Guildenstern just pawns?
Ooh, good question.
Or do they have their own agendas? Something to think about.
It's tricky because on the surface they seem like good guys, but
They are easily manipulated, that's for sure.
what's interesting is that the king tells them to draw him on to pleasures.
Yeah, to figure out what's bugging Hamlet.
Do you think Claudius really cares about Hamlet? Or is it all about self-preservation?
That's a good one. It really highlights the theme of deception. No one is who they seem.
Which brings us to Polonius. He's got his own theories about Hamlet,
Oh, Polonius, always ready to jump in with an explanation?
and he thinks Hamlet's lovesick.
Right, of course. What else could it be, at least in Polonius's mind?
And he's got the love letter to Ophelia as proof. Some pretty intense stuff in there.
Doubt thou the stars are fire, but never doubt I love. Come on.
Talk about dramatic.
Right? Makes you wonder, though, is it genuine? Or is it part of Hamlet's act?
Because he's already acting a little off.
Yeah, and then there's that line everyone remembers. Though this be madness, yet there is method in it.
Polonius is realizing that Hamlet's not just rambling. There's something more going on.
It's getting interesting. Is Hamlet really losing it? Or is he faking it? It's a big question.
And it makes you think about how we judge people based on how they appear, not what's really going on.
So true. We all put on masks sometimes. But Hamlet's taking it to a whole new level.
The way he messes with Polonius is both funny and kind of scary.
Totally agree. It's like Shakespeare's reminding us that even in dark times, there's still room for humor.
And that's something to think about.
Yeah.
How does Shakespeare use humor to make the play even more intense?
Right. It adds another layer of complexity.
And just when you think things can't get any crazier, a troupe of actors arrives
Perfect timing. Hamlet sees this as a golden opportunity.
to expose the truth.
Exactly. He's going to use their performance to set a trap for Claudius.
The play within a play. This is where things get really good.
It's brilliant.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, how do you think you'd analyze the king and queen's anxieties in class?
You'd have to look at Shakespeare's language, see how he reveals their inner turmoil through their words.
And their actions, how they react to Hamlet.
Right. It's all about reading between the lines.
Which is what makes studying Shakespeare so much fun. There's always more to discover.
Exactly. It's like peeling back the layers of an onion.
Okay, maybe not the best analogy, but you get the idea.
I do.
There's so much depth and complexity to unpack.
So we've got the king trying to hide what he did,
Advisors who are more worried about how things look than the truth.
and Hamlet who might be losing his mind. Or is he?
It really is one big messed up family. Shakespeare knew how to write drama.
He did. And in the middle of it all, there's Hamlet trying to deal with his grief and figure out who he can trust.
And how to get revenge. Let's not forget about that.
Right, revenge. It's a powerful motivator. And Hamlet's plan starts to take shape here with the actors.
Because he sees this as a chance to really see what Claudius is all about.
Exactly. Can he trust the ghost? What if it's a trick? He needs proof. And this play is his way of getting it.
That's pretty smart. I mean, everyone loves a good play.
Yeah,
Even a king with a guilty conscience.
true. But think about it this way. Hamlet's asking them to perform a scene that basically shows his dad's murder.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's got to be tough to watch.
It is. It's like he's forcing himself to face what happened, to deal with his grief through this performance.
It's like therapy, but with an audience.
Kind of. But he's not just watching, he's using this play to manipulate everyone.
Oh, yeah. He's watching their reactions so closely.
He's like a detective, trying to figure out who's lying and who's telling the truth.
So is there anything in the play, within a play, that we should pay extra attention to for class discussions and stuff?
For sure. Watch the details, especially the lines Hamlet adds himself. Those are key.
Because they're meant to make Claudius react.
Right. Right. It's like he's poking the bear, hoping to get a big reaction.
And this is where we get the mousetrap speech, one of the most famous parts of the whole play.
It's intense. You can really feel Hamlet's anger and pain.
Yeah, it gives me chills every time I read it.
It's raw emotion.
Yeah.
And it shows us the conflict inside Hamlet. He wants revenge, but he's also afraid of becoming a monster.
It's like he's fighting with himself, which makes him such a relatable character. We've all felt that way sometimes.
Yeah, we all have these inner struggles, and Shakespeare shows us that in such a powerful way.
Okay, so before we get to the play within a play,
Mm-hmm.
which we'll talk about in part 3, anything else we need to cover from this scene?
Let's talk about manipulation some more. Because it's not just the king who's doing it. Polonius is a pro, too.
Polonius. He's always got something up his sleeve.
He does. And this time, his target is Ophelia, his own daughter.
Wait, what's he doing to her?
He thinks she's the reason Hamlet's gone mad, and he wants to control the situation.
Which is pretty ironic, considering he's totally wrong about everything.
Right. He wants to believe Hamlet's just lovesick, because it fits his own ideas, even though it's not true.
It's like he's only seeing what he wants to see, not what's really there.
Exactly. And this connects to another big theme, appearance versus reality.
No one in this play is who they seem. We've already talked about that.
Yeah, but Polonius takes it to another level. He cares more about looking good and being in control than finding out the truth.
It's a good lesson for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the people we think we know best can really surprise us.
And that's what makes this scene so great. It's full of twists and turns, secret plans, and characters who are fighting their own demons.
It's classic Shakespeare. And we haven't even gotten to the best part yet.
Right, the play within a play. That's where things really start to get wild.
Okay, so we've got Claudius trying to cover up his crime, Polonius meddling in everyone's business.
And Hamlet, who might be genuinely losing it. Or maybe he's just a really good actor.
Right, like is he using madness as a strategy? It's hard to say for sure.
That's the beauty of Hamlet. There are so many different interpretations.
And now we're finally at the play within a play. The moment we've all been waiting for.
It's showtime. This is where Hamlet's plan really starts to take shape.
He's been so careful up to this point, gathering information, testing people's loyalties.
He's like a chess master, setting up all the pieces for the big checkmate.
But remember, he's still not 100% sure about the ghost. What if it's all a lie?
Exactly. He needs proof, and the play is his way of getting it. It's like he's setting a trap for Claudius's conscience.
And everyone loves a good play. Even a king with a guilty conscience can't resist a little drama.
Right. It's like hiding medicine in a tasty treat. He's going to slip this truth bomb in right under Claudius's nose.
So sneaky. But there's another layer here, too. Think about the play itself. It's basically a reenactment of his dad's murder.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's got to be tough to watch.
It is. It's like he's forcing himself to confront his grief, to relive that horrible night.
It's almost like a form of therapy, but with a captive audience.
And an audience that he's trying to manipulate.
Oh, totally. He's watching everyone's reactions, looking for any sign of guilt or deception.
He's playing everyone, like a master puppeteer.
And he's good at it. This scene really shows us how smart and cunning Hamlet can be.
So what should we be paying attention to during the play within a play? Any clues we should be looking for?
Definitely. Watch the details of the play itself, especially the lines Hamlet adds in. Those are important.
Because they're designed to get a reaction out of Claudius.
Exactly. He's trying to push his buttons, see if he cracks under pressure.
And this is where we get the famous mousetrap speech.
Right.
One of the most intense moments in the whole play.
It's incredible. You can feel Hamlet's anger and pain pouring out.
It's like he can't hold it in any longer. He's at his breaking point.
And it's also a turning point in the play. The tension is building. The stakes are higher than ever.
So what are the main takeaways from this scene? The things we should be thinking about for class discussions?
Well, first, think about why Hamlet chose this particular play. What's the significance of the story itself?
And how does it mirror what's happening at Elsinore? It's not just a random choice.
Right. There are parallels between the play and the real-life drama unfolding around them.
Second, focus on Hamlet's mousetrap speech. It's a key moment that reveals so much about his character.
It shows us his anger, his grief, his determination to get revenge, but also his fear.
He's afraid of becoming the monster he's trying to fight.
Exactly. And that internal struggle is what makes Hamlet so human, so relatable, even after all these centuries.
We've all felt that way sometimes, torn between what's right and what we feel we have to do.
And finally, remember that this scene is just the beginning. The play within a play sets off a chain of events that will have huge consequences for everyone involved.
It's like a snowball rolling down a hill, gathering speed and momentum until it finally crashes.
That's a great way to put it. The play is about to get really interesting.
So keep reading, keep thinking, keep asking questions.
And most importantly, enjoy the ride. Shakespeare's got this.
He always does. Well, folks, that's our deep dive into Act 2, Scene 2 of Hamlet.
We covered a lot of ground, but there's always more to explore. So keep digging deeper.
Thanks for joining us, and until next time, happy reading.